How's that? Can you hear me now? How's the audio? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Perfect. Okay, sweet. So I kind of want to talk about kind of what's on my mind as I'm adding this truck to the fleet. So I'll have two trucks. Kind of tell you about my process on how I add a truck and add an employee because I've been through this before, right? So I just want to kind of, maybe get some feedback from you guys if you guys run businesses, how you like to go about it, or, and tell you a little bit how I go about it. And so, the as I get closer to getting the truck, I got to be thinking about, okay, I got to get the doors done. I got to put the numbers on the doors. I got to get the insurance. I got to start farming uh resumes. I gotta start farming resumes. That's what they call it when you resume farm. Basically, what I like to do when I'm looking for a prospective employee is I'll put an ad on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll put like the stuff that I'll put in the ad are stuff that says like, okay, you got to have a class A or a class B. Preferably, I'm looking for a. I just have a DOT number. Preferably, I'm looking for somebody with a class A because I always am hauling my equipment trailer, right, with the excavator on it. And so it makes it nice when you have somebody that can just, hop in a truck and go grab an excavator. That makes it so much nicer. So I'll put class A. Another thing that you really want in the ad is, you know, we want somebody with experience. Like, you would not believe how many people will try and apply for a job that requires like a CDL and experience, and they don't have either one. You'd be amazed how many people. Do you need a CDL for this, or can I just drive the truck? Like, dude, you can't just drive the truck. You gotta get a CDL. You gotta have some experience, right? And so one of the reasons you have to find somebody with experience is because the insurance companies they give you two options. Either you pay out the for a new employee, or you don't hire any new employees. I mean, those are the two options that the insurance company gives you. Like, they'll tell you if you can actually hire somebody or not. They're like, you can't hire this person, you know. I mean, but if you do hire them, it's gonna cost you this. Like, there's always if you do hire them, you're gonna be paying this because we already know that guy's an idiot, and we have a proven track record of him costing money, So that right there, uh, that's something to think about. Okay, another thing, and I used to when I was an employee, my in-laws they told me something, right? Because she works in HR in a guitar company, and I said I was telling her, I went through a lot of businesses. When I was an employee, I went through a lot of companies. I would I switched companies almost every single year. Sometimes a little less than a year, sometimes a little more, but basically every year for like the first like 5 years of my working careers, my working jobs. And she's like, that does not look good on resume. And she's 100% correct. People do not look at that and are like, wow, this guy, he's a go get. That's not the way they look at it. They look at it like this guy has no loyalty. He does not last long. He probably doesn't play well with others. They're going to assume the worst automatically, right? They're not going to think, oh, this guy, couldn't tolerate the searching for more money. They're not going to look at it to see it. They're going to look at it probably in a negative light. And there's a reason for that. And it's because they've gone through employees before and company, and it's the same story, right? So I probably wasn't the best employee. I'm just gonna say that. Like looking at my resume, looking back at my resume and what it is now, if I was hiring me, I would be like, I'll hire him, but he's only gonna be with us for a year. He's only gonna be one season, so I'm not gonna pay him a lot of money. I'll give him the bare minimum. That's probably what would be going through my mind if I see my resume come across my desk. I'd be like, yeah, this guy isn't going to stick around, you know? And so here in Washington, they have some really, really strict laws about not discriminating against people. Can't discriminate against sex, race, age. Um, those are the major ones. Sex, race, age, and then also you can't what the crazy part is like everybody knows with the when you have a CDL you cannot do drugs. You can't be a drunk alcoholic, right? But then like you can't ask any questions about that type of stuff. You can't be like, "Hey, do you smoke pot all the time or do you drink alcohol?" It's like the government tells you, "Oh, you can't have this type of person," but at the same time, you can't ask them either. And if you do hire somebody like that, you can't fire them. It's like, what the heck? Like they just give you a total impossible scenario. Hey, what's up, Mike? Let's see. You mean I'm not too old to drive for you? No, no, I don't really have a an age limit in my head, but I've also never met somebody that seemed like they were most people know by the time they hit a certain age they're like, I probably shouldn't be driving. Most people have the common sense to say, you know, eh, I should probably pursue a different career path due to my age and my mental decline or my driving ability. A lot of people know that their driving abilities go down with age. A lot of people know that. And the crazy part is you'll talk to semi drivers all the time. Oh, I'll be driving until I'm dead. I'll be driving until I'm dead. It's like, you probably won't. You probably retire before you're dead. You ain't gonna be rich, but you're not gonna die in a truck. That I don't see that happening very often. But so one of the questions I like to ask is how many hours a week do you want to work? And that's you know a lot of people will lie to you and they'll say, "Oh, I'll work as many hours as possible. I want to work as many hours as possible. This and that and this and the other." You know, realistically, what I've found is you want to find somebody that says, I personally would like to work 50 to 60 hours a week. That's what I'm looking for. Like I I've because a lot of times when the people tell you when people tell you, "Oh, I'll work day and night every single day of the week," you know, it's fair a very short limited time. They might do it for 1 week and then that's it and then they're like, "Oh, nope, 40 hours a week. That's all I can handle." you know? So, I like to find a guy who has payments, right? Those are usually the guys that are willing to work the hours you want them to work. If they got a lot of payments, they come in, they're harder to work with sometimes because they're not that bright because they got a lot of payments. They don't know how to manage their money. They got payments and they need to pay them and they want to pay them. So they're going to be willing to work the hours. That's the type of person you got to try to find. And it's very tricky, you know. Whew, that sun is out and bright. I slept very good last night. I can't work as long as Justin does. yeah, I don't know how long he works, but I can tell you what I'm the type of guy that I can pull, 2, 3 shifts in a row. But I'm also the type of guy that if I got stuff I want to get done at home, I'm not sticking around. That's kind of the type of guy I am. Like if I got money in the bank, then I'll split early sometimes. If I'm looking a little lean, then man, I'll take that extra shift. I need to get some money coming in. You know, I tend to believe that I fall under the category of the guy. You know, when he needs money, he's willing to work more. You know, within reason. Sometimes I like working more even though I don't need the money because I like to stack the money. That's how I buy all my cool toys. I don't ever take loans out on my toys. Never. If I'm buying a toy, it's cash, 100% cash. Cash. So, what happened to Justin, guys? Like, he just disappeared off the face of the internet. I don't know. I hope he's doing okay. I hope he's doing okay. I haven't seen him. I haven't really heard from him. I mean, life moves on without the internet. I'll tell you that because I'm not on the internet every day, and I'll tell you what, life goes by pretty nice without the internet, without YouTube. Without all the haters. Like if you just ignore social media for a week or two, and you're like, oh, my life was so peaceful. You know, you need to send Justin some money. I offered him money. I did offer him 20 racks to fight me, but that offer's long gone off the table. You know. So okay, so my truck's gonna be done in July. Me personally, I'm not gonna. I don't need to hire somebody immediately before I get the truck. I don't need to hire somebody before my truck's done. Some guys will hire somebody before their truck's done and put them in like the truck they already have, and then they just sit at home. Me personally, I used to do that. But now because I know how easy it is to find drivers. I mean, for me, it's been easy. Um, excuse me. Whew. I just wait to the last second, pump out a whole bunch of ads on Facebook, and the people just come rolling in, and you got to sift through them. There's a lot of garbage candidates, a lot of people trying to fake it to make it, you know. And some of those are good candidates. Some of them you can't hire just because they don't have the qualifications. Um, but it's very tricky as a business owner trying to hire somebody and trying to find the right candidate. You just got to listen to them. You really got to listen to them, and they will tell on themselves. They will tell on themselves. Another truck means more cash. Yes, it does. More cash coming in, more cash going out. you know? But I'm excited about the next new truck. I'll be driving the new truck. I'm never giving employees the new truck from now on. I will be driving the new trucks from now on. I'm never gonna let somebody else drive a brand new truck. I just don't trust employees that much. In my head, because I've never had an employee really show like genuine loyalty. Like I don't think it exists, to be honest with you. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I've never like if somebody can't work for you for 5+ years, they don't deserve, in my mind, they don't deserve the brand new truck. They don't deserve their name on the door. Like, you know, in my mind, like the employees I had were good and great. Yes, they were. They were great. Loved them, but they just didn't show the level of loyalty I thought I was gonna get for what I thought I was giving them. You know, I felt personally like I was giving the most, and then I didn't get the reciprocated loyalty. Like they didn't stick around as long as I had hoped. You know, I didn't have high turnover per se, like compared to other companies. You know, Brandon, he stuck with me for 2 years. You know, Paul stuck around for a long time, but nobody stuck around for 5, 6 years. Do I still feud with Snap On Junkie? Have not seen anything from that guy. He filed what? He filed bankruptcy? What? He filed for bankruptcy? That might be a rumor. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Did he file for bankruptcy? Somebody's gonna have to look that up. Somebody's gonna have to look that up. Did Justin file for bankruptcy? That might be somebody trying to get me all riled up. I don't know if he filed for bankruptcy. Did he? Did Justin file for bankruptcy? Public record in Ohio court. No, I don't remember at the moment. Just me. Just me. And to be honest with you guys, I love it like this. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just me. The problem with only having myself as the driver is the amount of income you can make is not as high as if you have drivers. It's just 1 plus 1 is 2 math, guys. That's the problem I have. The second problem I have with just me being the only driver is if I pick up a job I had to do all the work myself, which that's not a bad thing. I make more money for myself, but at the same time, I'm less efficient because the jobs take so much longer. I can't put, I can't do more volume. I can't have more customers satisfied. Okay, I need somebody to verify if Justin filed for bankruptcy. Somebody needs to double check that. I don't like starting rumors on YouTube. There are people that like starting rumors. There are people that like starting drama, especially female dump truckers. They like starting drama. They call people liars with no proof. She was on the dump truck train. She was on the Justin train. I wonder what she thinks about bankruptcy because she's on Justin's game plan. She'll be filing for bankruptcy too, which wouldn't surprise me. Honestly, with the way she's been running her business, I could see her filing for bankruptcy too down the line, or going out of business, or just shutting everything down. Filed for bankruptcy. I'm gonna have to look into that. Why are you doing this to me? Why you guys tell me stuff like this? I don't need to know. I'm happy living my life. Can't you guys tell I'm very happy with my life right now? Like, I've been getting into shape. I've lost 60 pounds since October. I got another dump truck on the way. We should have been moved into my house by now, but the guy that's doing the inside has been, he's been taking his sweet time. I'm going to call him up today and rattle some chains because he should have been done a week or two ago. It's absolutely ridiculous how long this guy's taking. We're going to Cancun in a couple weeks. Me and my wife, we're going to drop the kids off at the grandparents. Like, dude, life for me. Like, it's amazing. And then you guys come over here and tell me Justin filed for bankruptcy. I mean, if he did file for bankruptcy, I mean, I called it. I called it. If he did, I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. Because I like seeing Justin on YouTube, even though we disagree in a lot of things. He does make some good points every once in a while. He does make some good points. He does have some good insight, and the other thing I like hearing from people that I don't agree with all the time because it makes you think more. It makes you really have to you know, get out of your comfort zone a lot of times. Get out of your ecosystem, and when you hear other people's opinions, it makes you step back and think, "Oh, does he have any like why is he saying this?" You know? And sometimes it's experience that you learn from experience, and sometimes people are just talking out their tail, you know? What the heck is traffic slowing down for? Come on, people. Speed it up. You just never know. So it's nice to hear people's opinions that you don't always agree with. I you know, I don't like talking to people that I agree with every single time on everything. That gets boring and old. Sometimes you got to have somebody who tells you something that you just don't agree with, and you just through testing theories out, you determine if he's still full of crap or maybe he has a point. Maybe to a certain extent you can agree with him. You know? Like one of the things I wish I never would have took Justin's advice on was buying this manual transmission. He said, "Oh, you should get the manual transmission because it's cheaper." I don't really think it's cheaper. I think I would have rather have had the Allison transmission because I've had both now, and man, I'll take an automatic over a manual any day of the week. Even if it's just me as the driver. I mean, I don't mind driving at 18 speed. I like shifting, but there's just a level of comfort and ease that comes with driving an automatic transmission dump truck. And I personally I don't think I'll ever buy another manual transmission unless it's an older truck that I really like the look of it, and I'm like I'm buying that just because it's a sexy truck. That if it has a manual, it has a manual. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only reason I would buy a truck with a manual transmission in it. I feel like the chat is frozen because I haven't seen any new comments. Or you guys are just working and you're just listening to me babble. Okay, we're going around this guy. This guy's he's jacking off or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing 10 under the speed limit. And I'm not really in a hurry because the quarry doesn't open for another 30 minutes, but I don't want to cruise at 10 below the speed limit. Ho! Something happened up here. I usually don't come into work this late, so I'm not used to this traffic. Usually I'm heading into work at 4 in the morning, 4:20 in the morning. Dang, you getting skinny. Yeah, dude, I lost 60 pounds. I lost 60 pounds since last October or November or whatever it was. For those of you that would like to lose some weight, I can just tell you what I did, right? And it's not like like the perfect, guaranteed if you want to lose weight, do it this way. I think there's so many ways to lose weight. But basically what I did was I was just I was so tired of being fat, man. Like when I wanted to lace up my Red Wings, I'd be like holding my breath, and I'm like, oh man, this ain't right. Why am I holding my breath to lace up my boots? This is stupid. you know, that was the first thing that was like, man, I ain't healthy. Like I used to be able to lace these up without holding my breath in. And then I was like, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. On average, I eat about 2,000 calories to 3,000 calories, somewhere in there, 2 to 3,000. And I usually stay at the same weight. It was a heavier weight. And I'm like, okay, it's a numbers game. If I eat only 1,500 calories, I'm guaranteed to lose weight. And that's what I did. I just said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to eat less calories. I'm going to watch the calories. You know, I don't, I never I never wrote down the calories I was eating, but I just kept like a mental note. I'm like, let's try and stay around 1,500 to 1,700. And I constantly lost a pound to 2 pounds per week. I went from a size 36 to now I'm a size 32. I was almost to a size 38. Like it was getting out of hand. I was up to 220, 225 or something like that. I really can't remember how heavy I got up to, what my heaviest weight was, but I'm down to 160 now. 160, 165, somewhere in there. He has employees filing lawsuits for back pay as well. Oh, dang. Oh. I wonder if he's still going to be moving into his house. How's that work? I'm going to have to call him up and ask him how things are going. I still got his number from a long time ago. It still saves in my phone. I was going to delete it, but I'm like, if he ever calls me, I want to be able to know who it is so I can decide if I want to answer it or not. I'll have to check into that. If that's the case, that sucks. I've never gone through a bankruptcy. I don't know what that's like, but it can't be fun. I've also been lifting weights. So I started in November. I never really even worked out. All I did was a couple push-ups every day. I started when I first started. I could barely do 10. I'm like, man, dude, this is crazy. I'm 30 and I can't even do 10 push-ups. There's something wrong with this picture, you know. So then I started doing push-ups every single day. I got up to a point where one day I did 615 push-ups in one day. Like I took I took the Tate challenge because he did a challenge one time. He's like, do 500 push-ups right now, or you're a wussy or what whatever his challenge was. It's like I bet you can't do it. Most people are gonna get to 360 and quit. And I was like, you know what? I can do 500 or whatever the amount was. I can do 500, and I did that number. And then the next day I was like, I actually did 500 push-ups in one day. Like this is just absolutely nuts. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see what I can really do. And then I ended up doing like 615 or 625 or something around there. I don't even remember the number. I have it texted to somebody, so if I want to go back, I could. I'm sure I could go back and find it. But I just started doing push-ups every day. Not anything crazy. I never even did sit-ups or anything like that. And probably a month or two after that, I bought a 20-pound dumbbell from Walmart and did a couple curls here and there. You know, and then after New Year's in January, I was like, you know what? I'm still on this journey. I haven't quit. Why don't I get a gym membership? What the heck? That guy has a freaking mannequin on his passenger seat. It's got it's one of those horror movies. Like the dude without the blacked out eyes. That's creepy. That's creepy. I've never seen something like that in somebody's car. Hey, it's old Leo. He's still trucking. That's good to see. That guy's like 86 probably this year. I'm gonna have to call him up. But it was in February when I got my gym membership, and I told myself this is how I justified it. I said, you know what, Brian? If you can go into a convenience store when you're working and you spend over $50 in a month in a convenience store buying a couple drinks here, maybe some beef jerky here, maybe some junk food. You can spend $50 on a dang gym membership, and that's when I was like, you know what? Screw it, I'm doing it. I went in. There's a local gym right down the road, and honestly, I was gonna pay for the lifetime right up front. I was like, hey, I don't like doing monthly payments. What does it cost just for the lifetime? I don't care if it's 5 grand or whatever. Just tell me what the number is. I'll pay it. Oh, we're not doing that at the moment. I'm like, oh, dang it. Like, well, what are you guys doing? Like, I'm not paying monthly. That's stupid. You know, I don't like monthly subscriptions because it just you just feel like you're getting nickel and dime to death. I'd rather just say take the money up front. That way, I don't ever have to think about it. You know, and they're like, oh, well, we do a 1 year. You know, and if you move or whatever, we'll reimburse you for however many months you were in the gym or whatever. But I wasn't worried about that because there's no way I'm moving. My roots have been planted deep into Washington, Shelton. They're not getting pulled out for nothing. Tired of moving. So, anyways, I paid for the full year. When I first started going, I was going a lot more because I was all like, yeah, I got the membership. I'm going to go every single day. That wore off after about 2 months. Now I still go 2 to 3 times a week. 2 to 3, I don't go every day because I'm almost to my ideal weight slash physique body level, body type. It's not really, I don't want to lose a certain amount of pounds anymore. It's I want to have a certain appearance. And that's what I'm going for. Trying to get the 6 pack, which I'm getting close. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting close. You know, still got to watch my diet a little more. But that's the story behind that. Nothing too crazy. I just kind of watch what I eat. I just tell myself, you know what? I'm better than that. And another thing, I know this is gonna sound absolutely horrible, guys, but have you seen the videos on YouTube where those people that are like, oh, like body positivity, like those type of videos, the absolute most morbidly obese people on YouTube, and they're like just shoving their face full of food. Every time I want something, I just remember that. I'm like, you know what? That lifestyle's not for me. That's not that's not for me. And then I just remember I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna respect my body. I'm gonna put some good food into it. Because I only got one of these. I don't get a second body. And that's my thought process now. I'm just like, you know what? I don't need that. That ain't for me. It's really not worth for the couple seconds of flavor you get. It ain't worth it. And I feel so much more healthier, guys. Like I have more energy, and I would tell you guys do the same thing, man. Eh, You know, if you're feeling depressed or whatever, you got to get in shape. It'll definitely help you out. You know, a healthy body is a healthy mind for sure. I mean, I think part of the reason I got in shape was definitely the Tate brothers too. Just watching their content and just seeing, like when you're in shape, you have so much more confidence in yourself. This everything around you just gets better the more in shape you are. And it is true. It is true. People notice, they tell you, it boosts boosts your ego. Like my ego has got exponentially bigger. I've been trying to beat myself into submission and not let my ego get bigger, but man, like it's definitely gotten bigger since I've gotten more into shape. And it's just one of those things that you kind of earn it, you know, because it doesn't come for free. And oh, one of the biggest things I forgot to mention this. One of the biggest things about one of the reasons I've been able to eat less is I've been drinking so much water. Like it's the suckiest thing though as a truck driver. Like I remember the days where I would only drink like maybe one, maybe two bottles of water in a whole day. I'm talking like the normal water bottles. One of these, just one. I got six of those in my lunchbox. I got this that I filled up with water, and this that I filled up with water. Like I've drank so much water, guys. It is absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. And the amount of times I have to go pee in a day is just stupid. Absolutely stupid. How many times I gotta go pee in a day? But you know what? I think it's worth it, and I feel so much better. I used to be like perpetually dehydrated. I think that was one of the reasons why, as a truck driver, I ate so much is I was trying to get that liquid, that moisture through the food I was eating. And it's like, dude, that's not the way to get hydrated. You don't eat to get hydrated. You got to drink water to get hydrated. Oh, they are so tedious. That's another reason why I'm getting an automatic. That's one of the other reasons I'm getting an automatic because everybody knows truckers pee while they're driving. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. Everybody knows that. Peeing while driving a manual is not fun. It is not fun. It's just not fun. But I will say, when I first started drinking all this water, I peed a lot more. Now that my body's more used to it, I don't pee as much. I will say that. I still pee a ton, just not as much. Whew, dang, what the heck is going on there? That line is ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen that line that long. That's crazy. I think I might be going back to the job site a different way. Because that looks stupid. Of course, I am getting paid by the hour, so just not that long. Probably like a 5 minute wait. Who's to say going the other way isn't any faster? So, anyways, guys, I'm just now getting to the pit. I'll be to the pit in a couple minutes. It was good talking to you guys. You know, really enjoyed it. I'm excited about the new dump truck. Very excited about it. So, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Don't forget to pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and share this on your social media site of preference. Go check out the playlist. Check out the channel membership. I got some cool videos on the channel membership that only members can watch. It's not open to everybody. Only members can watch some videos. I think it's worth the extra $1 a month. I got some good value in there. And I'm also a lot more likely and inclined to do particular videos if a channel member asks me, like, hey, do a video on this. Heck yeah, man, you got it. I'll do a video on it. You know? So check that out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Check out the channel. Check out the posts and the playlists. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.